We are live. Good evening. Hello. Happy Wednesday, hump day, apparently. Not to be confused with humping day, because I don't know what day of the week that is for you, but I don't have a designated day. I'll ask the Stockport team that in a second. Is that an awkward question? Do you have a humping day? Cheryl's laughing like, don't ask me that one. We'll avoid that. Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody. Oh, look, this is good. Talking about humping on Stockport's feed. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are here. We are about to bring on camera in a couple of moments a lovely team, Paul and Cheryl from Stockport Gin. Now, I keep saying Cheryl and then Cheryl. So that's the first thing I'm going to ask, because I feel like it's Cheryl Cole. And, you know, there's Cheryl Fernandez Cole, all of that malarkey. It's like the same, basically like I'm Simon Cowell. Basically, let's just remove that. Okay, so hi everybody, happy Wednesday. What are you drinking? Not even had time to make one yet. This is what we're talking about. Better drink one of them, and I've got other choices as well here. But if you're on, say hi, tell us what you're sipping on this fine Wednesday. Bit later than normal. Kids in bed. Woo-hoo. Yes, no childcare responsibilities. So let's get the team on. Let's see if they're drinking their own stuff or someone else's. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you don't know me, my name's Kate. Hi. Let's get them on. Right. Now, answer me this. Is it Cheryl or Cheryl? Because it's getting awkward. I'm getting awkward with myself.
It's Cheryl with an S, but spelt with a C. So you say it as in Cheryl, but with a C.
Cheryl Crow? The singer? Yeah.
And
okay.
I'm Paul with a P.
Got my head around that. That was a disproportionately loud laugh for something that wasn't that funny. Sorry about that. Hello, team. What are we doing? What have you got in the glass? The branded glass.
I've got sustainable in keeping with the in keeping with the evening. So sustainable gin.
So we'll hold it.
And normal double Dutch tonic.
Nice. Amy,
and I've mixed it up a bit. I've got sustainable, but I've made a Negroni with it.
Oh, I still don't know if I'm getting on with Negronis.
Big time.
Do you not feel like it's? I mean, you guys make great gin. So do you not feel like it's a waste of gin in a Negroni? Is that controversial?
No, not if your gin's good enough.
Not if what?
Not if your gin's good enough. As long as your gin can hold its own in a cocktail like that, then you can use it.
Yeah, because it's all.
I mean, going off topic already. So the sustainable works well in a Negroni, and actually so does our pink gin.
Oh, I wouldn't waste your pink gin in a Negroni. I'm sorry.
But I think the other three probably get lost. So we won't use that.
Right, my ice cube is stuck to the bottom. Right, so tell us, who are you? Oh, there it is. Sorry, it was very weird. Trying to get an ice cube. That looked very strange, I appreciate. Introduce yourself, folks. Come on, who are we? What do we do? What's your name? Where are you from?
Okay, so I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Paul.
And we do this together. We are Stockport Gin. This from our tasting notes. Yeah. But it was my cheesy entrance, but then it just sort of stuck.
We're gonna get like fireworks and everything.
Yeah. You've got a tasting night next week. Are we going with fireworks? Are we going with like your name in lights behind you?
Yeah, I keep trying, but doing it in the living room at home, it's a bit, I don't know.
Bit much.
There's an element of real danger there.
Yeah, we'll probably make them all.
Probably.
We say this every time.
But yeah, so together we distill our own gins, Stockport gin from currently from our garage at home. We've got a range of 5 different gins, and yeah, it's all handcrafted, hand distilled, hand bottled, hand labelled, and delivered.
Sounds like really hard work, to be honest, folks. It sounds like
it is.
We make it, we label it, we bottle it, we deliver it, we do absolutely everything associated with this. So you are very grateful when people enjoy this gorgeous nectar, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what we get the most satisfaction out of, when people come to us at events and markets and stuff and say, we absolutely love such and such a gin of yours. Then it makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it? It makes all the hard work.
Yeah. or when you get people coming up to you and saying, "Oh, I don't really like gin," I always tell them they've just not found the right gin yet, and then they try it and they're like, "Actually, this is brilliant."
Yeah.
I like converting people.
Yes. So cheers, folks. Happy
Cheers.
Wednesday. Oh, there you are. Cheers. So when did this love of gin, while making it, when did that start? Oh, it's citrusy, isn't it? We've got to talk about this one. When did you start?
Yeah, so we've always been into gin, like going back. Yeah, like we've been together. I'm going to get this wrong.
Cheryl gets it wrong every time. It's always a test.
I'm going to say 14 years. Is that right?
I
never know whether it's 13 or 14.
It doesn't matter. 10. It doesn't matter.
No.
That we go with
about 14 years. But we've always been into gin. Paul's family got us into gin, so they meet up on a Sunday before all of this 6 people thing came into place.
Yeah.
14 years ago. Big family Sunday dinners, gin and tonics, and this was back in the day when crafting didn't really exist, so it was always a good gin was a Bombay Sapphire or a Tanqueray or something. But we've always been into gin.
No, my dad never bought Tanqueray; it was too expensive.
I'm getting the making of you guys and your family, Paul, already. I know.
But we got, as it became more and more of a thing, there was more and more craft gins becoming available, and it became a bit of a hobby, didn't it? To like try them wherever we went. We always wanted to try the local gin, or if we went away to North Wales or the lakes for the weekend, we'd bring a bottle of the local gin back with us, and we started, just sounds like a really bad hobby to have, but collecting gin and drinking gin and touring the UK to find different gins. And we always said Stockport needs a gin. So we'd go out in Stockport and we'd ask for the local gin, and we'd be offered Manchester gin or Didsbury gin or some other gin from around this area, but there was never any local gin. And we kept saying somebody should release the Stockport gin. And then we'd go out again and say, why hasn't anybody released the Stockport gin? And the more we said it, the more we kept thinking, well, nobody has done, and nobody seems to.
If no one else is doing it, then we'll do it.
Yeah, and
so we did.
And don't get me wrong, we're not business people. We've not got millions of pounds in the bank or investors or anything like that. We're just not people with 2 kids that haven't really got any money. So it didn't cross our minds at first that we could be the people that did it, but we ended up throwing everything into it and doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
so normally Cheryl's the one with the crazy ideas, and I'm the one that says, no, let's put a bit more sense into this, and end up saying no.
What crazy ideas? What crazy ideas have you had?
Well, it all
dismissed and said
it all started let's build an extension on the house. So that's kind of where this all stems from. And so my other job is I work for an architect's practice in Manchester. So I then went away and designed this pretty amazing extension. And we'd remortgage the house to pay for this extension, which then ended up getting priced at probably about 3-4 times more than we had.
Been there.
And it wasn't an extra bedroom or an extra 2. It was like literally a bigger kitchen with an island in it, and that was it.
And even the island wouldn't have fit really.
I know exactly where you're at. I know exactly where. So the value you were bringing to that conversation, Paul, was Cheryl's like, I will do this. Let's have an extension, and you were like, I will design this. So did we do the extension?
No, did we?
No.
Right.
We bought a new kitchen.
We got a new kitchen
and then with the money that was left, one night we sat there after probably 3 or 4 gin and tonics, and Cheryl said, why don't we just do this? Why don't we make a Stockport gin? And normally this is the point where I'd say, no, let's be honest, we're not going to do this. But I actually said, you know what? Yeah, let's do it.
I caught him on a good day, because the question was, so what do we do then? If we're not going to do this extension, shall we pay the money back to the bank, or should we just blow it on something else, like just blow it all on making a gin distillery? And sensible Paul would normally go, you can't just blow all that money on a gin distillery. We'll have to do something with it, pay it back to the bank. But I got him on a good day.
Yeah.
Before I knew it, the laptop was out, a company was being registered, and we woke up the next morning and we were directors.
You've registered a URL, your own company's house. You've got. I know this. We've been together 14 years. This is exactly the same as the way our conversations go. So I'm very reassured and pleased to see a house with dogs and kids. Should we do an extension, or should we invest it into this fun thing over here?
Yeah.
Your fun thing over here. I mean, you make some good stuff, and it looks on point, doesn't it? Be honest. You must be proud of that.
We've got a really
certainly for the both of us, once we set our heads and our hearts to something, then that's it. So from that day onwards, it's pretty much been 100% into it. And the first thing, obviously, was what we're going to call our gin. And we toyed with loads of ideas, but the one we always came back to was Stockport gin, because we're obviously both Stockport born and bred, and we're proud of the place we come from. And there's loads going on in Stockport at the moment as well. There's masses of regeneration in the town, and to be able to, sorry, there's a fly there, to be able to do something and help promote the town and do stuff that way, then yeah, Stockport gin was just the logical name for the gin. And then in terms of the branding, we've got an amazing designer, and we give her a brief and said everything that we do has to reflect the town. So that's why you see the viaducts on the logo, and the colours that we use are all based around the Stockport coat of arms. And
is that true?
And everything just evolved from that point then.
So just tell us about the Stockport coat of arms, because I've been honest, I've been on night out in Stockport, not for a long time, and I want you to tell everybody what a night out on the Lash in Stockport is like, because from what I know of Stockport, I certainly wouldn't have known it had a coat of arms. So what?
Well, has got an emblem, hasn't it? So
right, yeah.
The Stockport's is all based around a shield, which is a gold shield with like a deep blue background to it.
And Stockport County as
And
well.
Stockport County, which is
part
part of our story, where we met. We're both big fans, and hence that's why everything's blue. And
So
that's why our original edition gin was always the first gin, and that's the blue one. That one there.
This unopened bottle, because I drank a bottle, bought another bottle, and then realised, I haven't actually finished my first bottle, but so I've got like two left on the side.
That, I don't know if I can show you. That one there is actually 0101.
I'm batch 41, bottle number 32, which doesn't feel quite as special as yours.
You were late to the party, that's why.
Oh, a bit, bloody hell. So we couldn't be more Stockport. So the name Stockport gin. Tell us, what other names? Can you remember any other names? Because I'm curious that you went. Did you go around the houses, or was it, did you test a couple, or was it pretty early on, like
from the beginning? We always said, because when we talked about it before we even decided that we were going to do it, we always said somebody should make a Stockport gin. Somebody should do why has nobody brought out a Stockport gin? So it was always, even when we spoke about it from the beginning, it was always Stockport gin. And we had this we've still got like a business advisor. It sounds fancier than it is, but it's like a free service that it's through the council, or through
some European funding thing.
It's like a free funding thing where you can apply to have a business advisor. And he came to us at the beginning, once we'd already registered and set up, and said, you are shooting yourself in the foot calling yourself a geographical name, because people outside of Stockport won't want to buy it. And we said, right, well, now that you've said that, we're going to make sure that everybody in the UK and people around the world buy it. So we're going to make sure that it
still drives us to that day.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like, it makes us push it. And I would say probably 90% of our website sales, or more, higher than that, come from people outside of Stockport. We sell it worldwide through Master of Malt.
Yeah.
We did these tasting nights every fortnight through lockdown, and people from as far as like the Scottish Highlands down to, you know, Devon and Cornwall, Isle of Wight, people from every part of the country were joining in and raving about it and spreading the word. So I just think it was only ever going to be Stockport, but we had to prove that wasn't going to limit us.
Yeah.
And you've done all of the things right though, and continue to, you know, your set looks amazing. You show it all off on social media. You do the stuff with charities like you're doing with Millie's Trust. Like you're doing why Millie's Trust? Sorry, Stockport. So I'm doing this for Stockport. We all love Stockport. Stockport, we love Stockport. And that is our subject of Stockport wrapped up. So, and by the way, I agree that you did the right thing in terms of naming it for your area, but putting all the things in place to expand it and give it that breadth and show off the area you're proud of. So another thing you're proud of is what you're doing with Millie's Trust next week. So like I bought something from Millie's Trust a few years ago. Do you remember they had them giraffes that really weirdly long legs? I think I've got a pink and a blue one that I bought for my kids. Must have been 4 or 5 years ago because I went on one of their training courses or something.
Yeah.
So have you worked with Millie's Trust before? Like the charity thing really floats my boat. So tell us a bit about why Millie's Trust and what's that.
So when we launched in now part of this is going to sound really bad, but it's not intended this way. So when we launched in March last year, obviously everything was really popular, but instantly everyone thinks like you're this big corporate brand that's got loads of money behind you, loads of stuff.
Yeah.
And therefore loads of people contact you saying, give us some free stuff for charity raffles.
We have people contacting us saying, can you donate a raffle prize? And we suggest something of worthwhile value, like a wide telling you what to do, like what value of thing they want you to donate. But anyway, we get all the time asked, like we were probably getting like 10 messages a day saying, can you donate some gin for the school PTA, or for this bike ride that I'm doing, or for this raising money for somebody that's a child that's poorly. And for me, every single one tugs on my heartstrings, and I can't say no. And at first we were like, yeah, I'll give you some
was flying out left, right,
and I'll give you some gin. And I could not say no. And it got to the point where we then thought, it's getting more and more and more. We're having to say no. And I feel really, really bad saying no to anything. So we sat down and we said, how are we going to go about this? Because we can't just give gin away for every single charity that contacts us, but how do you choose between all of these really, really worthwhile things that you can't say yes to one and no to another? What makes that more worthwhile than the other one? So we said, right, well, rather than giving a bottle here, a bottle there, and something else to somebody else, and making a tiny little bit of difference to loads and loads and loads of charities, why don't we try and make a big difference to one charity? So we put a post out on social media and said, we want to support a Stockport-based local charity, send your suggestions in. And there was loads of really, really worthwhile ones, all local based. But the one that got the most comments and is doing the most amazing things in Stockport and UK wide really is Millie's Trust. And they have got a really, really sad story that they lost their daughter at nursery.
Don't, because I will cry and other people will cry and you might cry. So let's say, is the information about Millie's Trust on your website for the tasting pack?
Yes.
Let's go and have a read of it, because I know, and I actually will cry because I'm like pretty much permanently on the edge anyway, Paul. But they do have a very, very powerful, very, very powerful story. And I think encourage you to go and have a look at that charity.
It's a really powerful story, and they do amazing things. So they provide first aid courses, and a lot of them free as well. Yeah. So for us, we're not a huge company raising tens of thousands of pounds, but whatever difference we can make as a small business is hopefully going to be contribute some way towards what they do.
Yeah, so it was actually around this time last year. So we partnered for them for the following 12 months. So our partnership for them for the year is coming to an end. And like you touched on at the start, how can we almost finish with a bang? So we're doing another virtual tasting night at the end of this month,
which we swore we'd never do.
Well, Cheryl said I quite enjoyed it.
We're done.
Yeah.
Done.
Getting drunk on the Saturday night and enjoying it. I was, myself and Steph, who works for us, were the ones that spent solid every day of the week individually wrapping 600.
No, you didn't. I did my fair share. Anyway, let's not get into that.
I believe you did, but I wasn't there.
I did, 100%. I went out and did. So we're doing another virtual taste night end of this month.
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
You are there next Friday, Paul. It's in your diary. You are going to be there.
I'll be there.
But we will be there. We will be talking about these 4 delicious gins and then minis that you're sending out to people and actually giving to charity. Drink gin, do good. Like, this tastes nice, and I'm giving money to charity at the same time. We need you. Team need you. Good.
Yeah. So that's next Friday. So go to our website for details.
Previously on the tasting night, we only had 3 gins that existed. Now we've got 4, so there's more gin.
Yeah.
So we used to do the 3 gins, and everyone was always like, "Oh, I wish we could carry on. I feel like I need another drink."
Yeah.
So now we've actually got 4 different gins.
And wrapping up, a donation from each pack sent goes to Millie's Trust.
Yes, pretty healthy donation as well, from what I've seen on your website. Amy has said, "Can I send a donation to the charity fundraiser?" Yes, I'm sure you can, Amy. You could also go and buy a pack of gin and drink whilst you're doing it. Yeah. Okay, we've got that exciting thing going on next Friday. Next Saturday, we've got a party. You guys are part of the launch party.
You know what, sorry to jump in here. Do you know what the best thing about next Saturday is now? So we got carried away and we didn't tell you this. So we're doing the virtual tasting night on the Friday.
Yeah.
We're at a market all day Saturday.
Shut up.
We're doing the launch night on Saturday night, and then we're at a market again on Sunday. Sunday's market just got cancelled.
It didn't.
Yeah.
I don't. Are we happy?
It was like
not happy about that. Are we like,
it was one of those, we're really sorry to cancel the market. Don't you worry about it.
Don't you worry. We've got plans all night. We've got different distillers. We can really party. So you've got a busy weekend ahead next week with a Sunday with a bacon sandwich, bacon butty. Are we bacon butty household? Are we eggs on toast? What do we do? Posty.
Eggs are
what?
Eggs are angry.
He doesn't like it. He's never eaten eggs ever.
What's God? All right, we know what pisses you off. It's bloody poached egg. Right then.
It'll probably be like a trip to McDonald's or something.
Yeah, hangover Mackie D's. Right. So moving on from getting drunk next Saturday and next Friday, or Friday you've got to be all professional, and Saturday you can do what you want because it's a party. Tell us about this sustainable edition gin as a bit special, because this is like you've got your set, and then we've got this lovely orange beast who's appeared in partnership with Selfridges. So how did that come around? Because everyone wants to get
pretty quickly after we launched last year, 3 weeks after we launched, you know, as any new gin brand, you pester anyone and anyone to please stop my gin.
Yeah.
And you know, we don't hold ourselves back. We go to the local corner shop and we go to Selfridges. If people want to buy it, they can buy it. And luckily enough, we managed to get in with one of the buyers at Selfridges, and very last minute, I happened to be working in London one day, and I said, "I'm in London, can I come and see you?" And last minute, he said, "Yeah, come in tomorrow." So Cheryl quickly got on and booked a last minute train journey down to London, and we went and met him, and went really well. He liked the gin, so we stocked the original edition, and then we launched the pink, and he stocked the pink. And one of the things he really likes is the fact that we work on small batches, and we can sort of tailor things and do things on a small quantity. And even then he was like, oh, if we ever want to do some exclusive stuff, you'd be perfect. And we kind of kept that relationship going and built on it. And then one day just got in touch and said, we want to do some exclusive stuff with you. What do you think? So we started playing about with ideas, and we came up with a couple that didn't quite work, or things that we thought were exclusive, but when you looked at them, other people were already doing it. But the common ground we both hit on was sustainability. So obviously you've seen that, like things like the packaging we use are all eco-friendly, no single-use plastics, and Selfridges are, if you think we're big on sustainable stuff like that, they're absolutely massive. For a big company, they've got a real good ethos about them.
They lead the way, don't they?
Very much so, yeah.
They've always had the yellow paper bags, and always
Yeah.
shied away from the plastic.
Yeah.
When everyone else is sending you out with the plastic bags, they've never done it, have they?
Yeah. So that became the common ground. That it was like, right, what can we do? And very quickly we hit on this idea of waste products. What waste products of theirs could we use to make gin? And I'll be honest, there were some very painful conversations to start with. Someone suggested using leftover coffee grinds and things like that, which in a gin, it's not for me. So in the end,
I don't know if it is.
No, so in the end, the best way to resolve this was I went and spent a day in their Manchester city centre store, and basically spent an afternoon with speaking to bar managers, chefs, cafe managers, waiters, waitresses, everyone you can think of. What's your biggest waste product? And in the end, the biggest waste product by far was this enormous juicing machine that they had in one of the cafes that churns out these wonderful glasses of fresh orange juice.
Oh, yeah.
But also creates masses of waste of orange peels that just get chucked in the bin at the end of the day. So that was like
dream, Paul, to see that, to get to be like, oh, I wonder what we could use. Oh, look at that giant pile of oranges. That's how I'm doing it. Wait, all your oranges, they're all there.
It's the obvious choice, because all of our gins are citrus forward gins anyway. So we've got the original, which we use lemon peel. We've got the twist of lime, which we use lime peel. We didn't have it at the time, but we've got the pink grapefruit now. So we like the citrus forward gins anyway. So to see this huge thing of oranges that are just going to be thrown away, we were like,
that's my impression.
Oranges. So we go to Selfridges now. We collect all these leftover orange peels. We bring them back here, and we use them to flavour our sustainable edition gin. But then we also took it one step further. So if you look on a normal bottle of our gin, it's all fancy labels, it's embossed, it's foiled and things like that. So the sustainable edition gin is a fully biodegradable label system. So the ink, the paper, and the adhesive that's used on them gins is all biodegradable. It's obviously glass bottles, which can be recycled and reused. And we did a whole study on the carbon footprint of the gin as well. So normally if we make one of our other gins, it could go to 10, 20, 30 different stockists anywhere in the UK. With that one, because it goes to one single supplier, it's a hugely reduced carbon footprint, and we've got all the data behind that
and also the ingredients. So if we making normal gin, we're ordering ingredients from all over. They come worldwide, the botanicals, don't they? Whereas this, we're getting the main botanical outside of juniper, which is the orange peel, and we're collecting it in one big hit and
getting it ourselves.
Yeah, so it's not being shipped to us or sent to us on a plane or anything, or like going to loads of different warehouses and stuff. We don't collect it ourselves. So in terms of the carbon footprint, it's got a really low footprint.
Yeah.
I think the fact that you guys are so hands-on, in my imagination, Paul is there in like a small Fiat Panda with oranges packed around his head. I mean,
it's like Mr. Bean or something.
Yeah, I know. The kids have been watching Mr. Bean. Like down the M62. But no, is that not?
No, that's exactly how it goes.
Thank you. Just stick with that. Thank you very much. So we've got the sustainable one now. So you guys are now selling that direct, aren't you? People have been buying that, haven't they?
Yeah. So previously we obviously, like I said, we made it exclusively. Can't get my words out.
That's not
We made it exclusively for Selfridges, and that was launched just before Christmas last year. They got through 2 batches of it.
So we made like
90 bottles, and the agreement was we make the gin, they buy the full batch. And then obviously, with everything that's gone on, everyone's been impacted, including the big companies and people like Selfridges, even their spending's under review. So they've just launched this whole new campaign, which is Project Earth, which again is all tied to their sustainability ethos. And they were looking to buy more stock of that gin, but they couldn't justify buying the full batch. So we said, well, if we make the full batch, we need to be able to sell it to someone other than you guys. I can't have dead stock on the shelves. So they've now allowed us to sell the gin for as well.
So we can only sell it. We can sell it direct to consumers, but we can't sell it to other retailers. So you won't ever see it being stocked in the corner shop or wherever. But we can sell it directly to.
We can sell it ourselves.
Customers at markets and on our website and everything else. As long as the deal was we don't undercut them.
Yeah.
Yes. The pricing situation, and you guys are always. We've had this chat before. I think we talked about it a bit on camera. Nice and straightforward your pricing, and we know that this, not through your control, sits outside of your usual price point. It is bloody delicious, and I think actually there is a point to make that says, you didn't just turn up, found an orange and like squeezed it into still and like thrown it in and carried on. The research that you've done, the attention to detail that you guys have paid in the creation of this, and in everything you do, does it self-justify a higher price point? If you were thinking slightly holistically about it. Oh, we've got questions. I know you struggle with that a little bit. But
probably does, but not that price point.
Yeah, out of choice, if we could choose the price, we would price it the same as everything else.
Yeah. But what we've done, and is this offer still on, the sip and share?
Till the end of the month. Okay,
cool. So if on your website, so I'm going to write in here. So because Louise is asking, how long is it on for? Stockport-gin.com. And then if it's sip and share, wasn't it? And that is where you add 3. I'm trying to type at the same time. Don't add 23 minutes to your basket. Oh, 2 baskets. Get through them in a weekend. Use the code and get them for free delivery over £50. Louise says, possibly a stupid question, but does it taste like an orange gin? How do you guys describe in terms of the flavour profile?
Yeah, so it's not I wouldn't say it's a flavoured gin. So some orange gin, so you've got like, say for example, Tanqueray Seville Orange, that is an orange flavoured gin. It's probably post flavoured with oranges. So they'll distill it and then they'll chuck a load of oranges in afterwards and leave it to sit there for a few weeks to post flavour it. So ours is a distilled gin. So we shed loads of oranges in the liquid when we distill it, and we put even more in the gin vapour infused basket so that it gets more flavour as the distillation process, but we don't then post flavour it. So it's a distilled London dry gin, but it has got a predominant orange flavour.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's the technical.
That's the technical long answer. That I would give to Louise is, does it taste like an orange gin? It tastes like it's had oranges introduced to it. It smells very clear like orange, but it's still a very clear gin. It's like orange.
It's a gin with oranges in it. Orange gin.
Yeah.
The angry point at you, Paul. Yes, that's correct.
The grapefruit one, for example, we distill it with the pink grapefruit, pink peppercorns, and then we post infuse it as well with more pink grapefruit to give it extra grapefruitiness, whereas this one is just a distilled gin.
I must say, a lot of love for your pink grapefruit and pink.
Me too, Kate. Me too. I love it.
Really love it, and I know that Louise. Where's Louise? Louise is also a big fan of it, and that was actually in your tasting pack, isn't it? The pink peppercorn one. Right. So we've got this beautiful set going on. So I'm just making myself another one here, very large one. What's next? Is there anything next? Because you guys always say, what's this crazy idea that's coming up? Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Next is the C word that we need to get through Christmas.
Oh, Christmas! I thought you were swearing then. I was like that. Very good.
This isn't the time.
I thought that till next week. This is a public forum.
I thought she was going to batter me then. Or something.
Right, so we're getting through Christmas. What we doing for Christmas?
Christmas. I tell you what, we're on Stockport Market a weekend.
Right. Apart from next Sunday.
Everybody is Christmas shopping already.
Are they?
Like, not even joking. Everybody at the stall is Christmas shopping already. I think everyone's so fed up of 2020 that they think, right, Christmas, get it out of the way, and then we can be normal again.
Yeah, everyone's like, I need something to look forward to. Just want it to be Christmas now. So I think people are going to put the trees up at the beginning of November. Honestly, I think everyone will have the trees up in November.
So last year,
consistent and not start shopping until about the 10th of December.
Yeah.
So
last year, someone gave us a piece of advice and said, whatever you're selling now, from sort of start of November onwards, double it. So that we kind of like.
Say that again. Say that sentence again. I'm just answering this lady's question. Say that question. Is it very sweet? No, it's not very sweet. Not very sweet. No, it's not very sweet. I've just written. None of your gins are very sweet. Tell us about the sugar thing. No, we've not got loads of sugar and stuff, have we, going on?
Oh, no, our gins are
sweet, if anything. So they're not sweet gins, and they don't appeal to your typical sweet pink drink.
Your turn now.
Gin drinkers.
They appeal to a gin drinker.
Agreed. Right. So there you go, Leslie. Not very sweet. Paul, the piece of advice was what?
So from the start of November, whatever you're selling pre-November, double it.
As in the price?
For Christmas. No, in terms of quantities. Yeah, don't double it in price. But
we're at £72 a bottle or something if we double it. Get you.
So we had that in mind. So we thought, right, we'll go into Christmas, we'll ramp up production a bit. And then, I probably didn't sleep for about 8 weeks in the run to Christmas.
We kept thinking we'd caught up, and we were like, right, we've caught up, we'll get these orders out this week, and we'd have like 10 more like trade orders coming through, and everyone was ordering like massive amounts, and we were like, right, we're going to have to stay up all night. And we kept staying up all night and distilling through the night and bottling it and getting it out the next day. And then we'd think we were up to date, and we'd get like loads more, and we're like, we're going to have to stay up all night. And we just didn't sleep, did we, from like the middle of November till January, pretty much. And it got to a week before Christmas, and all of our
we'd run out of bottles, we'd run out of labels,
and with the NGS,
we had no gin left, so we had just to shut up shop.
We had to close before Christmas because we couldn't physically put any more hours in to make any more gin because everywhere else had closed for Christmas. So we're going to hopefully be more prepared this year.
We will be more
We
prepared.
will be more prepared. But we're thinking about it now. And the other thing is, Kate, because of this whole queuing up to get in shops, everyone is starting the Christmas shopping now because they're saying, well, I don't want to queue up to get in a shop in December when it's freezing cold and raining. So I went to have a little walk around Stockport mid-market, and people were queuing about half a mile to get in Primark.
Oh my God.
To get in Primark. But everyone is Christmas shopping now, so they don't have to do it in December because if they're limiting people going in shops, it's just going to be ridiculous.
You know what I did say to someone actually today when they were debating which sets to buy for the party next Saturday? Buy them all, choose which ones you want to drink on the night, give the others away as gifts.
Yeah.
So I'm probably some sort of retail Christmas shopping expert, Paul, that I didn't know I was.
So yeah,
so, out the way.
Get through Christmas, and then next year will be bigger and better than ever. Put it that way.
So we're not distilling any sort of special Christmas pudding gin or anything like that. We've got our product range, we know our price point, we look amazing. It's now let's get out what we sell. Yeah.
Yeah. Last year,
I think that was the problem last year.
we launched 7 new gins in December, which probably wasn't the.
Well, it might contribute towards the lack of sleep, I would think.
Yeah.
So we had our 3 gins in the current range, and then we brought out the Selfridges one, and then we brought out 6 limited edition ones, which were a completely new limited edition again for Millie's Trust. But each one we were donating £5 to Millie's Trust, and they just flew out.
They were mega popular, yeah. So yeah, this. Go on.
Winter berries, please.
Oh, hi Emma. Emma loves the winter berries. Well, we'll see.
I mean, don't plan your product portfolio. I'm sure Emma's lovely, but don't plan your entire October to January on Emma. Emma, fingers crossed they do, but just to manage expectations.
Emma's
a good customer.
So they might then.
She's actually a good salesperson as well.
Right then, Emma. Winter berries up next then. All right, folks. Well, 45 minutes in for this 20-minute chat. It's all good, isn't it? Have the kids stayed asleep? No screaming?
Even the dog's asleep.
Is it?
You probably hear her snoring.
Some snoring. Rather snoring than my dog who farts. Doesn't seem to matter what to do, just constant. First world problems, eh? First world problems. Right, folks. Oh, do you know what I've not done? I've not announced the winner of the competition who won the bottle of Stockport gin. It was a lady. I'll switch my phone off. It was a lady on Instagram. Entry number 147 out of the 2,100 and something we had. A lady called Fiona Marshall was the winner. So I will message her on Instagram and get all of that information over to you, my lovely friends.
Yep.
Right. So anything else I need to ask you before we let everyone else go to the rest of their evenings and you guys can have a large gin and tonic and watch a Netflix and chill on hump day. Not in this hour. No way. Actually, I won't go there. Anyway, right. I will leave you to we're on your feed as well. I keep forgetting. I will leave you to your lovely evening. So good luck for the Millie's Trust charity tasting night, 4 gins that you're doing next Friday. Everybody go and do that. Even if you don't, I'm going to say even if they don't join on the night, I want them to join on the night. But if you just buy the box and sit in a lonely dark hole on your own drinking gin, it's not healthy, but you are given to charity. And then I will see you. So good luck for that. And I'll see you. Cheryl, we will message in advance anyway about next Saturday night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Me too. I've got to figure out what we're going to do. Be fun though. That slight air of spontaneity is always fun, isn't it?
It's called freestyle.
It's called Let's Go. Right, everybody. You lovely Stockport gin team, stay there. I will say goodbye to everybody. And we will see you all very soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.